I was just tagged in this rather extremely disturbing story that I never heard about until just now. It's disturbing on multiple levels, the act and the consequence behind it. So this individual's name is Jason Robert Betlach, and he's 32 years of age, and he was just sentenced to 20 years in prison for murdering his foster child. His foster child was an 18-month-old little black girl. Now, we have said on numerous occasions in many cases, what happens when palm colored people adopt or get custody of black children. We've seen what comes out of it so many times. And it's usually always like this. Like we just did one with the Cynthia Baker, even though the sperm donor, Richard Roundtree, ain't shit for putting his daughter in that situation. And then if they're not killing the kids, they're emasculating them, such as Charlize Theron with her son and her daughter. And it hurts me to even say her kids. And also, then again, look at what happened with Devontae Hart and his siblings and those two witches that drove them off of a cliff. So let me go ahead and get into this story. Jason Robert Betlach, a 32-year-old Jordan man, was sentenced in Scott County District Court Tuesday to 20 years in prison. He's 32 and he only got 20 years because that's the max they could give him for a second-degree murder charge. He pled guilty in February to murdering his 18-month-old foster child on August 26, 2018. Now, they're just now sentencing him. They're just now sentencing him for something he did almost 2 years ago. Betlach's sentence is the maximum penalty allowed for his second-degree murder charge. In my opinion, I think he was completely undercharged because you can't tell me that there wasn't any type of child abuse leading up to this. With an upward departure from sentencing guidelines, Judge Rex Stacy said during the sentencing he wished Betlach had withdrawn his guilty plea so that he could have sentenced him to life imprisonment. "You're barely human, sir," Stacy said. Betlach was arrested in November 2018 after the autopsy of the child indicated the cause of death was extensive brain damage due to blunt force neck and head injury. Betlach admitted in court February 7th to shaking the crying child until they were unresponsive. Betlach also admitted to being in a position of authority and that the victim was in a position of vulnerability due to age, admissions that were taken into consideration as aggravating factors. Before delivering the sentence, Stacy cited incidents of child abuse and racism included in the pretrial investigation findings, including instances of Betlach writing "loser" on the child with a marker and a video of Betlach yelling white power at the child who was black and Native American. Betlach's attorney Eric Hawkins of Hawkins Law Office told the court Tuesday that he is a good person who did a very bad act. Are you kidding me? This is why I can't stand attorneys that defend wicked people like this. He said he's a good person who did a very bad act. Are you for real? So him writing "loser" on a child, saying white power and whatever else, abuse, and then killing the child, that's a good person to you? But then again, let's break this down even further. These are palm colored people here. Of course, this would be a good act. In some circles, this would be considered a great act. He would be a good person. I mean, a great person, I'm sorry. He said, "This wasn't a mistake, Mr. Betlach," Stacy said. "This was murder of a baby." 3 of the victim's family members emotionally addressed the court via telephone during the Tuesday sentencing, which was held in the Scott County Law Enforcement Center. Betlach also spoke at the sentencing, but his words were barely audible over the gallery's PA system. In addition to serving 20 years, Betlach could be fined $1,000 and serve the remaining 120 months of his 360-month sentence in prison for misbehavior or a parole violation. His 519 days in Scott County Jail will count towards his sentence. So basically, he already has served some time since this. So he really is going to be getting out. Well, so oh my God, like this is crazy. I want to spaz out right now, but I'm maintaining a level of control right now. But trust and believe, I really want to really go in on him. I just hope that wherever he goes, they heard of this story, they've internalized it, and that he doesn't make it out of his 20-year bid alive. I said it. Should he make it out though, let it be in a bag. And as far as I'm concerned, it can be in several bags. Something there, something there, something over there. Because I don't see how anybody could live after that, after doing something like that. Like he literally went to get this child just to torture them. 18 months. The child was only a little over a year old. Couldn't even make it to her second birthday. And you know what? Let me pause this right quick so I can show you a picture of the child. That's the picture of the child right there. Now, they did not reveal her name. They didn't reveal her name. And I can understand why. Because she was just a minor. But she stood no chance in hell. In fact, she was in hell dealing with this individual. It's just... I'm done. I gotta turn this off. Rest in peace to this little girl. Y'all let me know what y'all think down in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. Make sure that y'all are following me on Twitter. Have your notifications turned on, and I'll talk to you next.